You would think a game getting 2 million concurrent players in just a week plus over 8 million sales could be the push to tell you to start playing Palworld. But here's the thing. That's not how gamers really work. I have roughly 35 hours in the game between Game Pass and Steam versions, so as a normal gamer, a 9 to 5 schmuck who is picky when it comes to the gaming he does, I am the perfect person to tell you about why getting into Palworld is not such a bad idea. If you're tired of your favorite games or genre, and especially if you were like me and just played the same old games, same types of games, the Call of Duties, the sports games, now is the time you really should start expanding what you play. Flame078 here, the normal gamer. Here are 5 reasons you should be playing or at least try Palworld. It is free. The best reason why you should try any game, in my opinion. Yes, of course, the catch is you need to own Xbox Game Pass, but still, the Xbox peeps been looking for a win, and here's the win. Yes, is this version a bit behind from the Steam version? Yeah, but I have played both, and at least in my experience, the Game Pass version is fine, and that's my main server right now. And since launch, they've already done 2 patches, so it doesn't feel like they're going to neglect this version. Early access applies to any of the versions, so mind you, up front, there could be some headaches you could experience, but a responsible gamer going into an early access title, you're going to have an open mind. Some issues like losing a bit or all your save data can occur. I've only experienced a small save wipe, but overall both versions have issues that they are actively working on resolving. Seriously, Game Pass was a large reason I considered the game in the first place, and you should consider it too. I play first-person shooters, and I mainly play anything around that. Third-person, looter shooters. I tended not to venture around because with my limited time around when I could play, these titles kept my attention. And the survival games that I've seen, while they looked fun, were a bit daunting. What Palworld does is simplify the core elements of survival. You still need to deal with hunger, you still have to build a base, you still have to forage for materials for crafting, but with the center game loop of catching pals as the main focus, then those pals can do most of those tedious tasks. It allows the player to jump into what makes survival games fun. Every survival game I've talked to enjoys the exploration aspect of it, the base building. It is a way to be creative and expressive. Yes, of course you can modify the settings to make it harder or even easier, so that does allow for replayability once you get comfortable with the genre. And this goes hand in hand with my next point, solo play. Most of my time on this game has been solo. It took a lot of convincing for my friends to try it out, and now that they have, they are hooked. But even so, everything I mentioned about the ease of Palworld is the biggest reason why solo play is really enjoyable. A lot of other survival games, if you did not like the crafting, or essentially the halting of your playthrough because you need to craft, it can and could suck you out of the loop you are enjoying. Now, keep in mind that this very much happens here too. As you get to the mid-game, the focus on really getting a good base is key for you to get over the hump to the final levels. I like to point out here about multiplayer as well, as it does not work the way you are thinking. Everyone can create their own little server that can switch between multiplayer and not, and lets 4 people join that server. The big thing with that approach is that you cannot play on that server unless the person who created it is on. The dedicated server approach does let 32 players play, but that is only for Steam. They do have a bit of work on this multiplayer aspect in my opinion, but that aspect and the future looks really bright. Sorry, quick tangent here. If you are liking Palworld or starting out, I will be coming out with guides in the future starting with everything you need to know type of video. So if you liked what I'm saying here or you want to see that video, please hit that like button, subscribe, and I look forward to being your Palworld guide. All right, let's get back to why you need to be downloading Palworld anyways. The roadmap has a clear path to giving us what players are already complaining about. Their main focus right now will be stability, but then eventually the union between the Game Pass and Steam versions, allowing us to move characters between servers, PAL battles, PvP elements. All these things sound really great and what the players really want. The best part though, there is no indication of seasonal content, battle passes, or even cosmetic microtransactions. To me, That is a big fucking win. And those who are tired of this live service aspects of it, that should really make you happy too. Now, is there a possibility that could change? Yes. But I've been doing a deep dive on the studio and I don't feel like that could happen. But maybe I'll release a video on that later. Either way, even if that happens, the roadmap is exciting, and right now, any normie has a shit ton to do, which leads to my final point. For $0 for those who have Game Pass, or even $30, the amount of content you get and the value you are getting for an early access experience, which of course includes maybe the frustrating pain points that come with that, is just unmatched. Nothing beats getting into a game that has at least maybe 50 plus hours of experience and content. Yes, that does sound daunting, especially for someone who doesn't game a lot, but if you try it and enjoy the game loop, enjoy the process, then the best thing is the fact that you can stretch that out a decent amount. The worst thing that can happen is getting into a game, liking the loop, and then realizing that that shit has no future and no content. I hope this inspires you to play the game. I gotta get back because, man, I just unlocked my 3rd base and I'm loving every minute of this game. If you have any questions, leave them down below. And again, if you want more Palworld, which is coming by the way, you know what to do. Flame078 here, the normal gamer. Until next time, adios.